Now, if I wanted to get rid of all of this, first thing I do is I create a new layer. I go to my stamp tool. I decrease the size of the brush. And then I could go through and make all of these little fixes. Now, going through and trying to make all of these little fixes is going to get, rather annoying. I don't want to go through and do that for all of these little things. So I'm going to show you a different way to do it. I'm going to duplicate this out right here. There we go. And I'm going to actually use a filter. I haven't used filters yet because for the most part, I don't really find many reasons to use them. But every so often, some of them come in handy. So if you go to Filter, Noise, Dust and Scratches, you can actually go through the image, and let's actually push these up a bit, and get rid of all of the dusts and scratches. Now, obviously, you need to mess with the sliders in order to make sure that it works and it doesn't get rid of too much. Let's look at Preview, Unpreview. That's doing a pretty good job right there. Let's push it a little bit further. You're probably wondering what these sliders do specifically. Honestly, don't worry about that. If I told you what all of the individual things we're doing behind the scenes, you would be so overwhelmed with information, it would be embarrassing for you. The big goal of this is to show as little as possible, not as much as possible. All right, so we have all of the that was a little behind the scenes. So we have all of the blemishes dealt with. However, we also have a lot of weirdo stuff going on in the mouth, in the nose, in the hair, in the ears. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate the original image. Remember that this was just a copy of this. So here we go. I'm going to duplicate this original image. I'm going to go to my eraser tool and, excuse me, let me make sure that I'm on the right layer. I'm just going to erase out the parts where this went a little bit too far. Now, how is this working right here? I have one layer above that I'm looking for, and I'm just erasing out all of the parts of it that I don't want. And then behind that, I have a layer showing through. So this layer where the blemishes are still there, but we don't have these weirdo artifacts happening, is shining through. And the combination of both of them is what creates really the massive effects. And that's generally what you'll find yourself doing with filters. Is there a more advanced way to do that using masks? Yes. Do I want to get into that right now? No. I do not. So you can see that this is a much better image than this. Are there still little problems? Absolutely. So let's create a new layer. Let's go to this, let's go to the clone stamp tool, and let's just, quickly hit Alt, get rid of them, all of that. You'll notice that between every single stroke, I am hitting Alt. Let's decrease the size of a little bit. I'll normally start with a large brush and then go to a small brush. Anyhow, this looks pretty good to me, considering that where I started was here. I got to this pretty quickly. Looks good to me.